HAL Flight 007 How the Cold War Fueled an Unthinkable Tragedy CNN.com Sub Edition U.S. International Mexico Arabic TV CNN CNN en Español HLN Sign up login Home TV and Video CNN Trends US World Politics Justice Entertainment Tech Health Living Travel Opinion I Report Money Sports Share this. Print. Email. More sharing. Reddit. Stumble upon. Delicious. The downing of Flight 007 30 years later, a Cold War tragedy still seems surreal. By Tom Patterson CNN. Updated 4:33 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, Saturday, August 31st. 2013. Story highlights. 30 years ago this weekend, the Soviet Union shocked the world by shooting down a 747 airliner. Korean Airlines Flight 007 strayed over Soviet territory. 269 passengers and crew died. Cold War tensions in 1983 fueled Soviet suspicions the 747 was spying. The tragedy spurred a movement of victims' family activist groups. CNN. The idea that Soviet fighter jets would shoot down a Boeing 747 airliner seems shockingly unbelievable. 269 innocent people died in a largely forgotten Cold War attack that took place exactly 30 years ago this weekend. In a sultry August night in 1983 at New York's JFK Airport, Alice Framesnet, a brilliant, 23-year-old blue-eyed blonde, was about to board Korean Airlines Flight 007 for Seoul, South Korea, halfway around the world. For one last time, she held her father, New Jersey businessman Hans Framesnet, before saying goodbye. There were hugs and I love yous, her father, Mao 91, told CNN. Alice, who was excited about heading Beijing to teach English and study, could have been a diplomat, a contributor to peace, her father said. Her death was a great loss to her generation. The ramifications of the shoot-down of Flight 007 reverberated far beyond the lives lost. It sparked global outrage, conspiracy theories and an activist movement that continues today. It also joined a list of disturbing developments that made 1983 one of the scariest years of the Cold War. Not since 1962's Cuban Missile Crisis had the world teetered so close to the unthinkable, according to declassified documents released in May. Map, Cal 7's route to disaster. Map, Cal 7's route to disaster. Secret video briefings for Reagan. Pilot remembers Cuban Missile Crisis. Farmer recalls Cuban Missile Crisis. It seemed like each month brought with it new and troubling headlines. President Ronald Reagan, in March, said the Soviet Union amounted to an evil empire. A few weeks later, Washington announced that it was working on a new space-based weapon. The press dubbed it Star Wars. That October, in the Caribbean island of Grenada, a coup and the deployment of pro-Soviet Cuban forces prompted the Pentagon to invade with thousands of troops. The following month, the United States and NATO staged war games that depicted a nuclear attack scenario. Fear seeped into TV, movies and music. In November, more than 100 million viewers tuned into ABC's nuclear attack drama the day after. The following month, film crews began shooting Red Dawn, about a Soviet invasion of America. Playlists on radio and MTV included 99 Luftballons, a Cold War protest song. But it was the downing of Cal 007 that opened many eyes to the Cold War's widening wave of darkness, its increasing uncertainty and its growing threat to peace. Alice Framesnet's flight made a refueling stop in Anchorage, Alaska, and, following the tradition of the well-traveled family, she phoned her father. She told him about a U.S. Congressman, Representative Larry McDonald, who also was aboard. One of 61 Americans in the plane, McDonald was a conservative Georgia Democrat and outspoken anti-communist. What we know about the next 5 hours aboard Flight